Hey everybody, and welcome to Micheal Plays Darkstalkers. Before we get started, I thought that I would show some neat things that I have. First of all, I actually have a physical copy of the game. It's pretty neat. This is one of my prized possessions. Unfortunately, I can't get the actual disc to work in my PC. I'm playing off an emulator, so I have to use an ISO file, but I did actually purchase the game. It does actually work as the game goes into the intro. I don't know if you can hear that as I'm recording through my webcam, but well, the microphone on my headset and my webcam. But yeah. So the game is I do have the game, but unfortunately I can't play it off the disc on my PC. I also have several books based on the Darkstalkers franchise. Yeah, Capcom actually released books. This is basically considered the Darkstalkers Holy Bible. Basically, everything you want to know about Darkstalkers is in this book. And this book is a book full of fan art and people who have contributed to making artwork for the Darkstalkers franchise. And this is a book that I reference to a lot whenever I make my own artwork. There's a lot of cool stuff in here. And then last but not least, I have the complete collection of all the Darkstalker comics. Yeah, they also made a comic book series off of Darkstalkers, made by Capcom's own in-house art studio, Udon. These guys are amazing artists, and I actually the comic is actually what I base my own artwork off of, or at least inspired my own art style. I admit I'm not as good of an artist as the guys at Udon, but if you like Darkstalkers as much as I do, these are books you should definitely get, because these are all amazing. I mean, look at how worn and torn these books are from me going through them. I mean, they're almost utterly destroyed. Especially the comic. I mean, look at that. Look at that. I'm going to have to get myself like a new copy of the comic. I'm amazed this book is holding itself together as much. But yeah. One final thing that I want to show is the way that I'll be playing this. I know I said that I'd be playing this on an emulator, but I am using an actual PlayStation controller that connects through USB. Those who have probably already guessed it will probably have figured out that this is from a PlayStation Classic. Now the question is, do I own a PlayStation Classic? No, I don't. I used to, but then I sold it when I was on some rough times. But I was in my local pawn shop recently, and I noticed that they were selling a controller by itself, and I thought that it would be neat to have an actual PlayStation controller that connects through USB to play PlayStation games on my PC with. So that's how I'll be playing Darkstalkers the Night Warriors and sharing the experience with you. So I'm going to get the footage up and running after the intro is all, after whatever it's doing right now is all done. And we'll watch the intro together, and then I'll go through with the game. Before we watch the intro, I just want to say that this isn't going to be an MLG Pro playthrough. This is like this series Mike plays is just a series where I show games that I enjoy and the sequels to those games, and where I also talk about my life and other stuff. Okay, so here's the intro. We're going to watch it together. I'm going to try to stay as silent as I can as it plays. Okay, so now we're going to get into the actual thick of the game. So, whenever I play a Darkstalkers game, I always go with Felicia. Actually, kind of a funny story is that I come from a city called Weyburn. In Weyburn, there used to be a little convenience store that also held an arcade. And in the arcade, there was a cabinet for Darkstalkers. And my stepdad would take me to this arcade all the time. And we would play as, you know, the various characters. And him and I would argue over who got to play as John Haldane, the werewolf guy. He would eventually give in and let me play as John. And then he would either pick Morgan, the succubus, or the Dimitri, the vampire guy, and he would kick my ass with them to prove that just because I'm playing as a werewolf doesn't mean that I'm invincible. But yeah, like, but when I rediscovered Darkstalkers years later, Felicia became very quickly one of my favorite characters. Watching my most favorite Darkstalkers character. And it's not for the reason that you're thinking. Although if we are to talk about Felicia's design, there's actually been like some like mistakes people have made with her design. Like for one thing, her upper thighs on her legs seem very wide, and this has led some people to believe that her character like is actually kind of thick. So some people, when they would make fan art, they would draw fan art of her being like kind of chunky, kind of wide. It actually got to a point where Capcom had to actually step in and say, no, Felicia's not a thicker character. We just made her thighs like that because she's a cat, well, a cat girl, and we had to like show people that cats have very powerful legs. So basically they gave her like the Chun-Li effect. And she's actually kind of buff if you look at her. Lord Raptor, I am not a fan of this guy. I'm not a fan of fighting him, I should say. He is one of the hardest characters to play as. No. Yeah, I hear that noise. Ouch. Yeah, I really like Darkstalkers, like the whole idea of monsters fighting each other. It's really sad that Capcom is not doing anything with the franchise, as I nearly lose a round to Lord Raptor. He is such a pain. Yeah, but like, Capcom has tried reviving Darkstalkers several times. Like, in the late 90s, early 2000s, they released a compilation on the Dreamcast, PS2, and PSP called Darkstalkers Chronicle, The Dark Tower, where it was all three Darkstalker games playing in the Darkstalkers 3 engine. And when that didn't sell well, they didn't go through with any further plans, and I'm up against Morgan. Morgan's a pretty decent character. I like her. But I don't like her as much as Felicia. Felicia is always my favorite out of the female characters in Darkstalkers. Alright, let's go, Bat Lady. Ooh. Morgan's Japanese voice actress, when she does her soul fist, it makes it sound like she's saying Storm Eagle. Like, if she does it again, like, listen closely. Hopefully I don't talk over it. If she does another one before, like, the round ends. Come on. Do another soul fist. Yeah, see, it sounds like she's saying Storm Eagle. Even though she's clearly throwing bats. Oh, that was a super one. Stop blocking. But yeah, and then the latest game, latest compilation that came out for Darkstalkers was Darkstalkers Resurrection, which I also bought. I can't access anymore. I've got a different Microsoft account than the one that contains the game Darkstalkers Resurrection. But many Darkstalker fans thought that Resurrection was a remake of Darkstalkers. You know, like kind of like the treatment they gave to Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo HD Remix. Ouch. Oh, I might be in trouble here. Stop it. Oh boy. Nope. But yeah, basically it was just an upscaled compilation made to run in the native resolution that the PS3 and Xbox 360 could run at. I do believe you can also get it on Xbox One and PS4, and I think even the PS5 and Xbox Series X. I'm not entirely sure though, I haven't checked. But yeah, when fans realized it wasn't a full-on remake of one of the games, a lot of them got upset, didn't buy the game, and Capcom mistook that as nobody was interested in Darkstalkers. And some developers have come out and said that if Darkstalkers Resurrection sold as well as Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo HD Remix, they actually would have gone forward with a new Darkstalkers IP, but they shot it down because Resurrection didn't sell so well. And Capcom has since abandoned any ideas that they had for like anything other than throwing the characters in their crossover games. Could you imagine a modern Darkstalkers game? You know, like, I could imagine if they made a modern Darkstalkers game, there would be like a character in there that would represent like modern monsters, like the Slender Man or something. I don't know, maybe they would call him Finler. There were projects out there with fan-made sequels. Like, I believe there's a fan-made Darkstalkers 4 that's a sprite-based fighting game. I think it uses the Newman engine. I could be wrong about that. I didn't really look up much of it. And there was also plans for a mod of Street Fighter 5 that was going to be a total Street Fighter 5, Street Fighter 4. A mod of Street Fighter 4 that would have been a complete conversion into a Darkstalkers sequel. But I'm not entirely sure what happened with that. Some people say that Capcom stepped in with a cease and desist. Other people say that the developers behind the mod had a falling out with each other. All I know is that the project has long since been abandoned, but you can actually look up art assets and a bunch of other things that still remain from when the project was going. I don't think the project got very far before it was canceled. I think like they got around to like reskinning some of the characters from Street Fighter 5 with some of the other characters from Darkstalkers, and that's as far as they got. I think there was like one stage modded also. But yeah, I don't really usually do like look up anything about incomplete mod projects. Like, it would have been cool if fans actually got together and made a mod of Street Fighter, of like Street Fighter 4, any version of Street Fighter 4, that totally would have converted it into like Darkstalkers 4. That would be cool. But I don't think anything like that's gonna happen. Oh dear. Ooh, that was close. Okay, Dimitri. Another character I don't like fighting against. He's very cheap. But yeah, I really wish that Capcom would get on with like making a really cool idea would be to incorporate the characters of Darkstalkers into Street Fighter. Because there are actually like hints that the Darkstalkers universe also takes place within the Street Fighter universe. Oh boy! Don't you creep up on me, boy! Ooh! Whoa! Ooh. So, like, could you imagine if, like, you know, they incorporated the characters from Darkstalkers into Street Fighter? That would actually explain some things, like how Akuma is, like, this demonic force of power, and how some characters could be completely taken over with, like, the darkness of their own fighting abilities. You know, it would explain that they're not actually becoming evil, they're becoming Darkstalkers. So, like, Evil Ryu, Akuma, Violent Ken, all those characters, as I should be paying more attention to the game, they're not actually, like, that's Ryu, Ken, and Akuma all becoming Darkstalkers. That's actually kind of neat. That would be a cool idea. Or, you know, just have an in-house crossover. Street Fighter versus Capcom. I mean, Street Fighter versus Capcom. Street Fighter versus Capcom. I mean, we're getting to that point. Oh, dear me. Okay, alright, boy. Gloves are off. I'm touching with my legs. Come on. Nope. Ha-ha! But I meant to say Street Fighter versus Darkstalkers. Just have Capcom make an in-studio crossover with like no other company, and just have it be like between two of their franchises. They did before with Mega Man and Street Fighter. I imagine they could do it with Darkstalkers, and it'd be a great way of introducing Darkstalkers to the mass public. Don't you start blowing your toxins at me. Didn't your mama teach you it's rude to spit? No, you're not really spitting. pink and just cartwheel all over you. Yeah. I really like this stage. This is a fun stage. A common misconception for newcomers to the Darkstalkers universe is that they think that the world is constantly entrailed in darkness. This stage right here proves that it isn't. The Darkstalkers universe world isn't completely covered in darkness. That misconception came from the OVA anime. There was an anime made based on Darkstalkers, and in the anime, they say that the world is completely covered in darkness. And that was one thing that actually kind of annoyed me about the OVA, because it's not. There are parts of the world that have daylight. The world is pretty much normal except for all these monsters. That's the only difference between. Like I said, there are fan theories out there that claim that the Darkstalkers world takes place in the same universe as the Street Fighter world. Because the Darkstalker characters and Street Fighter characters keep making references to each other. So it wouldn't really make a whole lot of sense for the characters, for the Darkstalkers world to be covered in darkness if it takes place in the same world as Street Fighter. No. I like how in this stage you can see like Sasquatch's family in the background, and Sasquatch represents Canada. I'm sorry that I forgot to bring that up, but each monster represents a country. So Sasquatch is Canada, John Talbane is England, Morgan is Scotland, Dimitri is Transylvania, I believe. The mermaid guy, who I can't think of his name right now, even though I just fought him, represents Brazil, and you're not going to believe this, but Felicia represents the United States. Because, you know, when I think of United States, I think cat girl. Like, there clearly could have been a better monster to represent North America. Oh boy, we're into the finals, people. Brace yourselves. This is gonna be a tough one. I won't be surprised if I get quite a few losses here. Huitzel also represents Micheal represents the Aztecs. Because apparently in the Darkstalkers universe, the Aztecs were very technologically advanced. Oh, jeez. Buddy, let me get a hit on you. Ooh. Don't you celebrate. Okay, I got it. Ooh. Oh. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember how cheap this game is now. Well, the ending of it. I remember you gotta keep on spamming moves. You basically gotta keep on spamming hard hits with these characters. Ah! Yeah, so I'll be cutting out any losses. Because this might take a while. Yeah, I was like, did I do these? Okay, buddy. You gotta basically keep on spamming hard hits with this guy. And if you think Huitzel's hard, just wait until we get to the actual final boss. Because, oh yeah, Huitzel, he ain't the final boss. He's... Oh. Okay. Stop it. Dang, man. Oh. Ooh. Okay, buddy. Yeah. Ah! Why does that beam freeze? Oh! Finally! Okay, it's the third and final round with this guy. Okay, I'm gonna just mad dash it. No, no. Ah, of course he gets the first hit in. Nope. Ah! Nope. Okay. Ah! No, 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 no. I am not going to lose to you. No! Stop spamming! Ah, I'm gonna lose. Yep, there we go. Just had a sliver of health left. Okay, I'm pink now, apparently. I hit start, and now I'm pink. Okay, that's alright. Oh, no. Ah! Okay, you spammy little turd. Ah! Gotta get up close and personal with this jerk of wad. Stop! Pummeling me, it's so painful. Oh, you can cancel out your specials, ain't that nice? Oh. I remember to block. Okay. Nope. Ah! How did I hit? Finally! Okay. Hopefully final round with this guy. I'm resorting to button mashing, which is something I don't like doing. My thumbs are cramping. Oh, I had to button mash. I don't like button mashing. I was literally pressing all the buttons at once. I was literally doing this. I'm not saying I'm MLG Pro. It's just that that's literally the only way that I could have won. Well, the only way that Pyron is horrible. You think Huicho's awful? You ain't seen nothing. Look at this guy. I am just gonna keep on spamming ya. Nope. Oh, if he gets distance in on ya, that's it, game over. Nope. Holy crap, I actually got a KO on Pyron? That's the first time I've actually done that in this game. Okay, come on. Final. Let's do this. Come on. Button mashing for the win. Come on. We can do this, Felicia. You and my button mashing hurting thumbs. This hurts so bad. This is why I don't button mash. Because it hurts. Oh, come on. He's got distance in. Ooh, expert dodging. Expert dodge tactics. Nope. I've seen your tricks before. I've played this game. I've played against you. Nope. Oh, God. Oh. No. Yes! 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 We did it, everybody! Whoo, Nelly! And here's the ending. And Felicia gets her own Las Vegas paradise thing. Okay, so there's a reference to Street Fighter. And of course she's in the bathtub because this is a Japanese game, but whatever. Several movies. See? Blanca. And I believe I have to put in, where's it go? And that was Darkstalkers, everybody. It's a great game. If you haven't played it, play it. The final bosses can be a bit cheap though. But yeah, I'm gonna sign out. Thank you everyone so much for watching. And I will be cutting out all the times that I've lost.